And how is it possible to talk about heavenly things using earthly words? Well, it is impossible. So Jesus used metaphors, stories, and parables. In this 13th chapter of Matthew, we've heard over and over and over and over again about the kingdom of heaven. In Matthew 13, it tells us that we've been told the secrets. We hold the secrets of the kingdom of heaven. They've been given to us. We have this knowledge. It'd be really curious to get us all together and hear, what do you think the kingdom of heaven is? Jesus teaches us in Matthew 13, like we heard last week, the kingdom of heaven is like a seed that is able to grow up even in the midst of weeds. It's like the smallest of seeds that's able to grow into the biggest, strongest, and most hospitable tree of all. It's like the mystery of yeast that expands and grows to nurture us. The kingdom of heaven is a treasure hidden in plain sight. It is worth more than the biggest, most beautiful jewel in the world. And the kingdom of heaven is like a huge fishing net that reaches out to bring everybody in. I have another more modern story to share with you about what the kingdom of heaven is like. It's an old folk tale, and I've heard it told in a variety of different ways. But today I would like to share with you my version of stone soup. Once upon a time, a poor man wandered into a village looking for something to eat. Door to door he went, asking for something, anything. But everyone said they had nothing. Finally, at the last house, when they too said they had nothing to give him, he asked, "Do you at least have a stone and a pot of water?" Told them he was going to make stone soup. Stone soup? Who ever heard about making soup from a stone? But they gave him the stone, they gave him the pot of water, and he began to build a fire outside and boil the water in the pot. This started to draw the attention of the rest of the villagers. They watched as he dropped the cold gray stone into the pot of boiling water, and then he started to sniff the aroma coming from the pot. He said quite loudly. "Now we wait for the stone to cook." The pot bubbled and bubbled. A neighbor came out and looked in the pot and said, "This soup is cooking fast." "Yes," agreed the poor man, "but it would cook faster with a few onions." So the neighbor ran off to get some onions from her garden. Fancy that, soup from a stone. So into the pot went the onions, along with the round gray stone. And after a while, another neighbor came out and was like curious what was happening. The first neighbor says, "Doesn't it smell wonderful?" "Yes," replied the second neighbor, "but it would smell better if it had some carrots in it. So off he ran to get some carrots for the soup. Into the pot went the carrots with the onions and with the stone. Fancy that, soup from a stone, said another neighbor as she walked up. This neighbor tasted the soup and said, "Ooh, it's good, but it would taste better with a few juicy beef bones." So she ran off to bring some bones to add to the onions and the carrots and the stone. Fancy that, soup from a stone. Another neighbor joined the crowd and said that that soup was fit for a prince. Yet another said, but it would be fit for a king with a bit of pepper and a handful of salt. So off he ran to get those things. Into the pot went the salt and the pepper, along with the juicy beef bones and the carrots and the onions and the round gray stone. Ha! Fancy that. Soup from a stone. After a while, yet another neighbor joined the growing group and said he thought the soup looked rather thin, but what it needed was a little bit of butter and some barley. So off he went to get those items and added them to the salt and the pepper and the juicy beef bones and the carrots and the onions and the round gray stone. Fancy that. Soup from a stone. After a while, someone else tasted the soup and said it was indeed good. It was fit for a king. "Let's all eat it," they said. "Wait," shouted one woman. "This soup is fit for a king, so I will set a table fit for a king." And out she brought her best tablecloth and her finest china. And the entire village sat down together, laughing, welcoming, and enjoying that soup. A soup made with butter and barley. A soup made with a bit of pepper and a handful of salt. A soup made with juicy beef bones. A soup made with some carrots and some onions. A soup made with a round gray stone. Fancy that. Soup made from a stone. The kingdom of heaven is like a pot of stone soup. The kingdom of heaven is when everybody takes a little of what they have and they join it with a little of what everybody else has. The kingdom of heaven is a joyful celebration which includes everyone. The kingdom of heaven is a priceless treasure that can be found in plain sight. Live the kingdom life. Amen.